All right, step one in making fire cider is to get the actual apple cider vinegar. And I honestly don't even care if it's Bragg's or whatever, but you definitely want at least 1 or 2 bottles of the vinegar with the mother, the raw apple cider vinegar. And then you can get one of these just to top it all off. Step 2 is to wash off all this horseradish I dug up the other day. All right, so all these little tiny scraggly bits, the small stuff, all you can really do is chop it. So I'm going to take it in the house and chop it. But once you get to the bigger parts, that's why you want to do this outside if it's at all possible, because these big chunks, you want to grate it. And I just have a regular old cheapo bell grater right here that I am going to use to grate all these big chunks. Okay, so I chopped up all the little tiny pieces of roots. I just chopped them as small as I could, and this doesn't smell super bad. This isn't too bad. It's not strong enough. Now, what you need to understand is that these have to be grated, okay? When you do this outside. Get yourself a bell grater, whatever you gotta do this outside. Make sure you have a paper towel or something that you can blow your nose with. Take breaks to wash your hands, obviously, because you don't want to get boogers in your horseradish, your fire cider, but your face is going to drip from every orifice, okay? It's the most horrible thing that you'll ever experience. But when it's just cut like this, chopped, it doesn't quite open up the cell walls. Here's something you got to understand about horseradish, okay? It's very, very strong, very spicy, but it's only good when it's fresh. Like, it only has medicinal value when it's fresh, when it's grated fresh like this. It doesn't really function anymore when you dry it. So you can't dehydrate this and save it for later. You have to work with it fresh. And I bet you any money when I'm done, I'm gonna just grate these down to like here, and I'm gonna replant them, and I bet you they grow, because horseradish is extremely prolific. This is horseradish that I got from a local lady, a friend of mine. I just went into her house and dug it up because I don't have that much left in my garden, because I keep making this every year. But I'm gonna dig more up, and I'm gonna plant more so that hopefully I get more, because every year I make more and more fire cider. Because it is one of my most popular remedies, because I make the best fire cider, like bar none, badass fire cider. So let's get going. We are going to use the smaller holes and start grating. I'm probably not going to film most of this, but you want to be grating it into your bowl. Get the biggest bowl you can if you're doing a big batch. And again, I've done this indoors. I've been doing this for like 12 or 13 years, maybe 15 years almost. And almost every other time I did it indoors. Be very careful that you don't scrape your knuckles, because I've done that and it hurts. And you don't want to get blood in your fire cider either. I'm about halfway through, and because I'm doing this outside, my whole face isn't leaking yet, which is very good. I'm just doing the best I can with these roots here. And before you complain, hey Amelia, there's a little bit of dirt on those roots still, I don't care. Dirt's good for you. Dirt's going to boost your immune system just as much as all these herbs will. And I washed them pretty good, but yeah, don't worry about a little tiny bit of dirt. For anybody that wants to complain and say, why don't you just put it in a food processor instead of using this? I'm just guessing here, that you've never grated horseradish before in your life. If you honestly think that you're not going to break your food processor with this massive root, because you're probably gonna. So all I can say is I do the best I can. If I can't get any more than that, I will just chop this up and put it right in as chunks. I'd rather get what I can get. And honestly, I'm actually pretty impressed. Because I'm doing this outside, my face isn't leaking that bad. I can still smell it, but I'm not dripping mucus into the bowl, so, that's good. Okay, next up, I'm going into my basket full of ginger and everything. I harvested this ginger. I grew this ginger. Isn't it gorgeous? It's wonderful. Ooh, this is turmeric, actually. Yeah, this is the biggest turmeric I've ever grown in my life right there. Yeah, I think that should probably go in the fire cider. So let's see, we'll pull that one out. This is all just the horseradish. Okay, so it's the same thing with the ginger and turmeric. This is some of the turmeric root. I've got all these little root chunks, and thank God this grates so much easier and faster than the ginger. And again, I am an organic farm, certified and everything, so if it gets a little bit of organic dirt in there, who gives a crap? I'm working on the ginger now too, and I just thought it would be smart for me to tell you that the reason I'm grating all this is because this opens up, grating everything, opens up the most amount of the cell walls of the plant. So every plant, every living thing has cells, obviously, and if you want to extract the medicinal constituents, you want to chop it or grind it up as much as possible. So that's one of the reasons why my fire cider turns out absolutely freaking phenomenal, is because I take the time to do this. Not only am I growing most of the ingredients myself here on my farm, I am taking hours and hours of time to hand grate all of these natural ingredients. All right, we're grabbing a few of the black jalapenos and black pearl peppers, and I've got some cayennes over here in the garden. We'll pick one or two of these. Okay, just kind of, I'm not gonna bother cutting them up tiny. All right, I did 2 whole onions chopped. You can do 3. I might end up chopping another one. We'll see what it looks like when I'm done. I've got 2 whole bulbs of garlic. I'm just gonna crush them. I'm not even gonna bother really peeling them. Just in case you don't know what it's like to crush garlic, I just pull them all off the thing. Smash, smash, smash until they're mushed like that, and then I just throw them right in. 2 whole organic lemons. You might want to use 3. It's up to you on the size of your batch. I'm going to zest these. Zest them, and then you cut them in half and juice them. And then just for good measure, I usually throw the rest of the whole thing in there. Remember, we're not going to eat this. We're going to end up straining this out. So any of the solids that are in here, don't worry. Like, the worst you're going to get is a couple of particulates. It's not going to be like something that you need to eat. That's why I don't worry so much about if a little bit of dirt gets in there. I got my grandma's juicer from like the 60s or whatever the heck this is. I don't know. Tupperware juicer. I just went and picked some fresh thyme and rosemary. All right, so I just chopped up the thyme and rosemary as best I could, putting all that in there. And now we just stir it all up as best we can. I like to use my trusty 40-year-old wooden spoon for this. I have a lot of kitchen tools still from my grandma, actually. I don't remember where this bowl came from, but it's awesome. It's the biggest bowl I have. That's why I'm using it. I know a lot of people will be like, oh my God, you shouldn't be using a steel bowl. All right, well, you want to go out and buy me a bowl that's this big that isn't made of metal, then go for it, and I will absolutely use it. But until that point in time, I am stirring this mess up. But you see, I'm getting all this, every little bit, all that ground up horseradish, ground up ginger, ground up turmeric, and all the little chunks of thyme and rosemary and hot peppers. Everything's getting mixed together really, really well. This is why my fire cider ends up so ridiculously strong and powerful. This is also why I'm starting to cry right now. All right, I have 3 half-gallon jars. I might end up needing more. No, I'm not bothering to clean up because when you make it, it's going to make a mess too. We'll see how much I can fill them. I want to fill each jar at least half, maybe 3/4 of the way full. If I can get another jar, absolutely good. So I managed to fill 3 of them a little more than halfway, and that is perfect for what I'm waiting for. So I'm going to use the raw cider vinegar and just kind of distribute it amongst these 3 jars the best I can, like equally. That way I can top the rest off with the cheaper stuff. And this is just really a money-saving method. I mean, you're pretty much inoculating the jars with the mother. I had a little extra in my cupboard, so I'm gonna fill these up just as much as I can. Still save some for me. And then you open up Big Bertha here and just top them off. You want to make sure you leave enough headspace at the top so you can still shake each jar. You got two options for topping them. You can either put some plastic wrap on top and then the metal lid, because this vinegar is going to corrode the crap out of that metal lid if you just put it on without a barrier. Or you can pick up some of these nice leak-proof plastic lids and use that instead. So that is the batch right there. All you have to remember to do, you put these someplace out of direct sunlight and you try to remember that they exist and remember to shake them once a week if you can. I mean, I've like forgotten that I made them before and ended up just doing it like once a month. This stuff is going to be ready, done with the shaking and the waiting after about 4 to 6 weeks. I usually let it go 6 weeks at least, if not a little longer. It's wicked, wicked strong. It will really burn you, but it's a good burn. I have made fire cider with ingredients that I just purely store-bought before, but I'm pretty proud of my fire cider now. I think I still have a little bit of horseradish I can dig up. I will try to make at least another half gallon if I can, but now you guys know why mine is the best. I charge more for it because I've got some local customers that would absolutely kill for a bottle of that. And it really, really kills what ails you. When you have a cold, a flu, anything, as long as you can stomach it, knock a shot of that back. Knock a shot back, and it's gonna really kill whatever ails you. You can take like a half a shot or a quarter of a shot like daily to try to build up your immune system, but I really just like to save it for when I'm feeling sick or when I'm already deep in the sickness. And it's antiviral, antibacterial, absolutely phenomenal. Really, probably the best thing you can do for yourself before wintertime gets here, other than repairing your gut microbiome and, you know, because your immune system is mostly in your gut. Anyway, tell me, what do you think that fire cider's worth to you?